Trying to find other words for hot, but at least you don't have to talk about tornadoes.
I know. I'm over here Googling. I got a couple new words. They're not new, but something to talk about. Sultry. It's a good one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Clammy.
Clammy?
Moist. I don't think a lot of people like the word moist. It does feel moist. And sweltering. So those are the ones.
Sweltering.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Okay. We'll come up, I'll throw them in through the rest of the morning here. We'll find some other words too. All right, this morning we are talking about more heat and humidity. It is going to be another hot day. We've got a heat advisory in effect for the area. That goes in effect at 10 a.m., runs until 8 p.m. Other part of the story, we'll be watching for some pop-up storms. That'll be mainly this afternoon. So if you've been around the past couple of days, that's what today's going to be like. We'll have our pop-up storms mainly after lunchtime and then hit or miss throughout the rest of the daytime hours. Once we get into the evening, things start to wind down. It is going to be plenty hot. Temperatures will probably max out in the mid-90s. The hardest thing to forecast with all this is actually the high temperature because it depends on when and where the rain develops. If the storms pop up outside or away from our airport here where our official site is, then the temperature will spike. Yesterday we got up to 98. If the rain pops up a little bit sooner near the airport, it caps off our temperature sometimes in the low 90s. So sometimes your temperatures can be off by 4 or 5 degrees depending on where those storms pop up. So that's really the most interesting thing to watch with the forecast. Don't think we see a record that's 99, but we should be above average today. Radar this morning, we got some storms east of Hattiesburg moving into Alabama. We've got a few showers over towards the east of Jackson County, Mississippi, heading towards Mobile. So along I-10 there, some showers, but here in Louisiana, we're not tracking anything inland and should be dry for that morning drive. So your storms will start to develop as we get into the afternoon. Notice this is 10 a.m. your time up here on the top right. Not much happening. We get close to noon, we heat up enough. There's your pop-up storms. They shouldn't be widespread today, but definitely some scattered storms blowing through the area. And like yesterday, one or two could be on the strong side. We did see some strong wind gusts yesterday. Some people did lose some power briefly, so that can happen with these storms. They tap into that intense heat, that's extra fuel, and they can be on the strong side. Rain chances remaining isolated for the next about 5 days or so, but next week chances of rain start to go down by Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's thanks to our big heat ridge going to start to build in closer, and whenever a heat ridge builds closer, rain chances drop, temperatures go up. So I do have us up to about 97 by next Wednesday. It'll feel much hotter, like the 1-teens. That heat ridge is going to be centered over the west, the desert southwest, Death Valley. Watch this. Next couple days, getting up into the 120s, maybe even the 130s. That's the air temperature, not the heat index, and could be flirting with nearly all-time record temperatures in the United States. The hottest temp ever recorded in the U.S. is 134. Furnace Creek is where that's in Death Valley. Could get close to that by around Sunday. Notice the 100 staying out to the west for the rest of the week, but as we get into next week, that heat ridge here it comes, coming to visit the south here from Texas, expanding down through the deep south. Now, we're not going to get to 100, but Texas is certainly going to be dealing with the excessive heat. They already are, so no one escaping that. Out in the tropics, nothing to worry about. We still are watching this low pressure trying to become dawn, maybe. It's not going to be an issue for anyone there, so really of no interest to anyone unless you got to get on a ship and go out here. Look at the Saharan dust. Big plume coming out. This should keep things quiet for the next week or so. Saharan dust equals dry air, and there's also quite a bit of wind shear ongoing at the moment. So all that coupled together, that's going to shut down any development chances, probably at least for the next 5 to 7 days. Beyond that, we take it about a week at a time out there in the tropics. There's your 7-day forecast. It's hot, it's muggy, it's clammy, all those other words we were trying to come up with earlier. It is just the thick of July here, and we'll also be watching for those scattered storms each and every afternoon.